the two biggest dance companies in the world, the one in Paris, the one in New York, get together and decide to swap dancers.
We have to fix this.
Okay, fine. What do we do?
We trade our top talent, Paris and New York.
So it's like you've got fishes out of water in both countries. You have a lot of conflict between the two companies because their trade that we feature in episode 1 got vitriolic, and there's a lot of actual personal stuff that we find out in later episodes that complicate the trade. But it was basically trade them, follow them, let's see what happens.
This is the stuff dreams are made of.
Shall we begin?
Let's begin.
Are you buying the show?
We are sold. In fact, you had us at Amy Sherman Palladino and husband Daniel Palladino with Étoile, which means principal ballet dancer in French. The creators of Gilmore Girls and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel deliver their signature fast-talking style we've come to know and love.
You'll drive up and drop her off at Yale, and then you'll drive away really quickly before she catches on. Is that one of the plans?
Does it make it stand out?
No, it makes it look like a third grader signed it.
But there was just one problem.
No one speaks faster than the French.
I did it exactly like you said. I did whoosh, whoosh, skip the whoosh. I did not skip the whoosh. It did.
Which is something we didn't know until we got on set, and suddenly 3 sentences were done in a second.
Yeah, they don't
there was no
pay any
pausing
attention to
in between.
punctuation.
And we'd have to turn to other people and say, did they say all the words? Like, it's over so quickly. Like, they're like, no, they said them all. So it's like they're kind of our people.
Yeah.
We've had to tell them to slow down.
We've had to
It's a
tell a
very
couple of
unusual
French
thing
people
for
to
us.
slow down.
I gave up family, children.
Oh, you hate children because they are a drain on the world and are boring to talk to. But that doesn't mean I did not give them up.
The ballet Dramedy, which is streaming now on Prime Video, was filmed on location in New York City and Paris. That access is pretty rare in this day and age of shrinking production budgets. So how did they pull it off?
We lit a fire in the Amazon headquarters,
Yeah.
and while they were distracted with that, we started shooting this
Yeah,
shot.
it was a lot of, hey, look over there. I don't know. I don't know how we got him to do it.
We do have a track record.
I hope we get him to do it again.
We had done Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
course.
It won all the awards. We had never won awards before.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
I'll be thanking you for the rest of my life for trusting me with your midge.
They have them on display in their trophy case, so they were.
Yeah, they do have to walk by the Maisel Awards. That might have helped.
104 awards to be exact, including an Emmy for Luke Kirby.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Luke now goes from supporting character Lenny Bruce to Étoile's leading man as the head of the New York City Ballet Company.
Reviews don't matter.
Well, it's time for the world to understand that Luke Kirby is the leading man of leading men, and if they won't acknowledge it, I will burn the world down. We just really wanted to put him front and center because we just think the world of him, and we think he's so talented and he's such a fabulous person to work with that it was sort of our goal to get there before someone else did. Someone's gonna get there first, and I wanted it to be us. So it was just sort of a natural. So we created the role for Luke.
It would be for a year. Train with them, learn the Paris way. Is he coming back?
What can I say? They like weak men. Anything with them is great. This was very flattering, most definitely. But very exciting to enter this kind of mysterious world of ballet and, to get to go to Paris and to work with, this incredible cast. And it's formidable. As, Amy and Dan do, they build big worlds that are dynamic and complicated and irreverent, but also affectionate. They're kind of always playing with this dynamic of, sincerity, and then the rug that they rip out from under that all the time. It's a very exciting world.
Another Maisel alum, sad magician Gideon Glick, who now takes on the role of the quirky choreographer Tobias.
I don't know any of these people.
A behind-the-scenes secret, Amy and Dan hired Gideon as a writer before ultimately casting him in the role.
He was a writer's in the writer's room, and we had not talked to him about doing the part yet, and we had not really started our full casting yet. So, but we definitely had him in mind. And
Well,
so
as
like,
we were creating the character, we just all of a sudden we just started looking at him. He's like, "Why are you looking at me all the time?" It's just like, it was a very organic kind of thing that as this character, but he was sitting right there, so it's sort of like, all right, you're right there, dude.
Yeah, well, I met them obviously during Maisel. They had read some of my writing. They asked for me to join the writer's room. But it was funny, they didn't offer me the part until a month in. And every time they talked about Tobias, they would gesture to me, but they hadn't given me the part, and it was driving me crazy. You know, when I auditioned for Maisel, I knew I was gonna get the part when, at the very end, Amy went, "God, you're weird."
That's too much direction at one time.
And then when I read the character breakdown for Tobias, I went, oh, he's weird. I'm not gonna talk to you if you're not gonna take me seriously. Go, I need to rest.
And if that weren't enough blasts from the past, Gilmore Girls co-star Yannick Truesdale also joins the ensemble cast.
What?
So, people know me from Gilmore Girls, obviously playing Michelle, who was French.
It's still not working.
Well, you did something wrong.
Didn't do anything wrong.
And so when they called me for another French character, I got a little worried because I was like, I don't want to play Michelle again, and I don't want to confuse the audience. So first of all, what I suggested was, well, let's drop the accent so that I don't have to, confuse people with the similar accent.
How did she convince you?
Oh my God, it was hard. They had to give me a lot of money, and they kind of forced me. They sent some cops to take me against my will to Paris. So this has been really challenging and really traumatized.
We needed someone really strong and really funny, and we've been looking for a way to get him back into our universe, and he speaks French. What? So it was just sort of, it was another sort of organic kind of perfect. And as we were sort of creating this character, we're like, well, Yannick would be perfect for this because he's got all of the strengths, and he's really funny, and he looks fabulous, and he knows our work. He knows how we work. It was really kind of a no-brainer, actually.
And it doesn't hurt that a whole new generation of Gilmore fans now exist thanks to the show's streaming success.
Good. Okay, that'll be good for 6 slow dances, 4 medium ones, 1 lambada. But if you plan on doing any moshing, I suggest another coat.
I just did a convention in Connecticut. I just came back last night. And people flew from all over the world, and there were, I don't know, hundreds, thousands of 14, 13, 12-year-old girls that are just discovering the show as if it just came out. And it's magical. You're like, wow. And it resonates for them the way it resonated 25 years ago. So it's like, this is a testament to their writing.
Yeah, there's something about it. We can't really say exactly why young people are still finding the show and liking the show.
But we'll take it.
They use beepers.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
What the hell is that?
It's Suki's baby pager.
Point to the bay.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, they didn't even have those.
No,
At the beginning, it was just like you had to go home and check your answering machine. What's that? It's a box, and you have to push a button.
So that begs the question, should fans still hold out hope for a Gilmore Girls reboot?
We rule absolutely nothing out.
There's nothing more fun than being on a set with Lauren Graham. So and Kelly and Alexis, and it's just like, it's a fun thing. So if it can happen, we're game.
Okay, good.